Hi everybody, I'm Diana and this is my first video on this channel. I have not vlogged in like a million years, with the exception of a couple videos I did for the COGS Expo. So I am making these videos because since launching Adventurers Wanted, which is my freelance GMing and professional GMing page on Facebook, I've received like a flood of different questions from different people about GMing or about playing tabletop role-playing games in general. So I figured I'd just smush them all into this video and let you guys fly free. The first question is from Brendan. Where should someone who has never played or DM'd before go or look if they're interested in either or both? What rules, gameplay starters are there for those uninitiated, such as myself? So Brendan and anyone else who has this question, if you're having trouble just getting your friends to start up a campaign, because I know that can be daunting and that can be a lot, even for people who are pros and have been playing for years. So one thing that you can do is you can check libraries and local gaming stores if you have one around. A lot of times you will see scheduled games, Adventurers League games, or even wanted ads saying, you know, Rogue Wanted for an adventuring party. Me, I've done everything from randomly posting on Reddit to begging people and then forcing my friends to play. So you make it work. As far as rules and gameplay starters, I would say that Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is extremely simple to just pick up and start playing, but there are also a ton of games that you can learn how to play really, really quickly that can kind of just introduce you to the topic of tabletop gaming. And for that, I would say go check out the Grant Howitt series of games. That includes Honey Heist and The Witch is Dead and a whole bunch others, and he's just an all-around great human being, so I would go and look there. Avalon asked for advice about the rule of cool and when it comes back to haunt you, this is a thing, and I could probably do an entire video on just this. If you let something slide for the sake of good role play, because it was, quote unquote, super cool, and then the player continues to come back and try to do that thing over and over again, how do you kind of stop that? I kind of stop it like right at the source. So if a player at my table is asking me if they can do something, I can stop that by saying, just no. You're allowed to do that as a GM and just say no, and not give them the opportunity to then roll and then claim that nat 20 gets them to, I don't know, say just fly. The answer is ultimately to be more assertive, but that's not always easy, and I say the less options you give for stuff you don't want to be able to happen, the better. An unfortunate amount of people have asked me, do you need to be a professional voice actor or a professional GM like Matt Mercer in order to be a good DM? And I just want to put up a big giant banner that says absolutely not. I'm certainly not. I have just started to tread the waters of doing accents in my GMing, and without it, I've still had so many great, amazing games. In fact, Matt Mercer himself has completely disavowed this entire way of thinking and absolutely doesn't want anybody to not GM or avoid games entirely just because they're not a professional voice actor or have a ton of training in improv. So just play, you're fine. Long Arms McGee has asked if I have a designated set of dice for when I GM. Like, I'm assuming that means, do I have a set of dice for when I'm playing and a set of dice for when I'm GMing, and are they different? I will say I do not have any kind of separate dice that way, but I do segregate my dice. And here's how. All of my favorite dice are separated into two small bags, and they are my low rolling dice and my high rolling dice because I am a dice freak. So I've separated them by that standard. Of course, this is not nearly all of my dice. Most of my dice are in a big giant bag in my car, just in case. Generally speaking, if I'm playing at a table, these are the dice that I'm using. Okay, this question in some form or another came from several people as well, and it's basically, Do I have a specific company that I go to for equipment or for settings? Or do I go to different companies? And the answer is that I am a mishmash of all different things. Nothing is the same. I use minis from all different types of companies. Like, sure, these like D&D brand minifigures are super awesome and great, and they're inexpensive because they come two to a pack, and that's awesome. But I'm also a big fan of Bones figures because they are super easy to paint and they're super detailed and also pretty inexpensive. But I'm also known to put together Warhammer 40k models and use those. I'm known to buy the cheapest kind of Magic the Gathering little plastic throwaways or dollar store minifigures, and occasionally 3D printed masterpieces that I get to custom paint. And then, you know, sometimes you just pick up a random thing that you found around your house and use that because no one's ever played a turtle before at your table. Setting, the same kind of thing. I've used everything from plain old grid tiles to dry erase boards, which I love. And then again, occasionally 3D printed masterpieces that are currently in progress. Generally, I am a big fan of dry erase because one, on that dry erase mat, not only can I make up my dungeons as I go, but I can also make little notes and stuff on the corners and things, and I can track initiative and I can just wipe it away when something dies. I love dry erase, which is also why my favorite GM screen is one that comes with plastic coating, not just because it means that I get to customize it and put Cogs Thulu on there, but it means I can draw all over it and make notes and stuff, and then it's gone when I want it to be gone. And then my last favorite thing, and that is this perfect dice tray that is adorned with the Cogs Expo regalia. And it was made by Tobias McCurry, and I will put his link down below because he's amazing. So that's all the stuff I use generally. There's more. I take things from my environment. I take ideas from my environment. I mix modules together. Nothing is the same. I don't use the same thing over and over again, and I don't even go to the same company more than twice in a row usually. And to be completely honest, when I got my start GMing, I had not a single one of any of these things, and in fact was just doing it over a Discord chat with no Roll20, no D&D Beyond, no none of those things, no cameras even. So all theater of the mind. So you don't need any of it to get started, although it's all so fun. So I hope I answered some of your questions. If there are more questions that come in later on, I will absolutely make another video. And I have some more videos coming up because a couple of these topics I can really expand on. So just keep an eye out, hit the subscribe button and give it a like and share it if you would like to.